Welcome everybody to World is a Mess, and I just want the steampunk it. I'm your host, Steampunk Star Raisin, and I'm here in North Hollywood, California, USA. I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Bertison. He is in Bellwood, Ontario, Canada. And this is episode 92. The world is a mess, and I just want to steampunk it. So what's going on, Daniel? What's on your mind?
Oh, just same old, same old. You know, um, I got into a little argument tonight with my mom, and I had to. Well, it wasn't really an argument. I was just crying and lamenting about something, and
Oh,
of course, she threatens to call the police, and I have to stop, and I can't even cry. I can't even cry that I'm lonely anymore because I'm gonna call the police. So she's crazy. She's power hungry. Really, she's power hungry.
okay.
So I'm just so glad. Thank God for death by natural causes.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means she's gonna go soon, and I'm gonna be so fucking happy.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move on to something else. Um. Oh, so what's on your mind, Steampunk? You have anything exciting to happen to you?
Well, yesterday was Star Wars Day,
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot to say, May the Fourth be with you.
and today is Star Wars Day among some circles. Today is Revenge of the Fifth.
Yeah, but Joe says to me, there's no such thing as Revenge of the Fifth
Depends on who you talk to.
because I told him this, and he's like, there is no Revenge of the Fifth, and I'm like, but that's what Steampunk told me,
It
and
depends on who you talk to.
uh, that's
I
true.
mean, Star Wars Day itself is not an official
Oh,
holiday,
it's not.
but it's celebrated by some as such. So it depends
I
on who you're
thought,
talking to. Depends on what you're
I
talking, who you're talking to.
yeah. Okay.
Today's Revenge of the Fifth. And tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day, which
Oh,
I
really?
intend to
Wow.
go to some comic book shops, pick up some free comics.
So you can go
So,
to any comic book shop tomorrow and ask for free comics?
well, they have limited editions. They'll be labeled Free Comic Book Day 2023. So we will see. It'll be an adventure tomorrow. But yeah, I also bought a car since the last time I talked to you.
Oh my God, you bought a car?
Yeah, I have a 2014 Honda Accord that I bought with about 82,000 miles on it. Um, Unfortunately, the other day when I drove to Walmart, somebody dinged my trunk, so I've got a dent in the trunk. So it's already gotten some damage since I bought it, but it drives pretty smooth. It's a pretty nice car up until I got the ding in the trunk. It was in cosmetically perfect condition, but it's still nearly cosmetically perfect condition. I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty weird. I didn't realize it had so many features built in. It's got a video camera built in right above the license plate, so that every time you back up, it detects that you're backing up, and it displays a video feed of you backing up uh, on the onboard computer, because it's got a built-in computer screen, like an 8-inch computer screen, and it's got an auxiliary jack where you can plug like your iPhone or your iPod in. It's got a USB port. Yeah, it's the newest car I've ever owned, even if it is 9 years old. Um, but yeah, 2014 Honda Accord. And I was able to get pre-approved for a loan on it. So although the loan really high interest rate at 18%, so I'm definitely going to be working on trying to pay it down and pay above the minimum so that I can have it paid off so I can avoid as much interest as possible. And and not to mention, it was really freaking annoying trying to get insurance in the state of California. State of California is going through chaos right now when it comes to car insurance. Um, for one thing, is we have the highest rate of accidents in the world in Southern California and LA. And then the other thing is the rates of fraud are really high. So most insurance companies are forcing you to wait 15 days to be pre-approved for insurance. And then by then, do you buy the car and just hold on to or let it sit in the parking lot? Or do you not buy it and wait till your insurance gets approved, and you risk losing the car to somebody else purchasing it? So yeah, my journey into getting insurance has been crazy. Like Geico was like, "Oh, it's going to be 15 business days before we can even give you a quote." And then Mercury Insurance was the same way. Liberty Mutual was like, we will give you insurance, but it's only going to be 24 hours later, and from the time that you pay, and you have to pay 6 months up front. And I'm like, that's BS. And so I ended up going with AAA insurance, in which I had to sign a year contract, and I had to sign for a year contract for roadside service, and I had to prepay 25% upfront or 3 months upfront. So that was the cheapest one that was willing to give me insurance within a 24-hour period. But yeah, insurance rates have gone through the roof in Southern California because they have the highest rate of accidents in the world. Here in Southern California, people are just insane. There's been several times with me walking that I almost got beamed by a car just doing walking across the crosswalk. Pedestrians are supposed to have the right of way when the crosswalk is lit, but people just drive. They're in a hurry to get to that stop, the red, the stop sign. They're in a hurry to get to the red light. Uh, People are just very hostile and aggressive at the way they drive here, and there's a lot of built up angst. A lot of poverty here in Southern California, and a lot of built up angst. And that's a lethal combination when it comes to driving, because it results in a higher accident rate, high level of accidents, high level of car fatalities and injuries, and makes it much harder to get freaking insurance. If we would address the root cause of poverty, that would cut down on all the angst. And until we view housing as a living right or as a human right instead of just a property investment, people are just going to be priced out of existence, and it's creating misery on a massive scale. So I mean, the high level of poverty in California and the high level of rents and housing insecurity is the reason why we have high crime rates, high fraud rate, high accident rates. These are all symptoms of the root cause of the problem: economic inequality. So I don't foresee it getting better in a near future, but I managed to barely get a car and barely qualify for insurance. But yeah, so I'm very excited. My Honda Accord is silver, and pretty cool. I had to get a remote for the parking space because there is a lot of problems with car break-ins, and I needed to make sure that I had gated parking. So my car is parked in the back of the apartment, and I have gated parking, so that assures that um, it won't get, it's less likely to get vandalized or have a catalytic converter stolen. But yeah, that's a really big problem here in North Hollywood. We have a lot of problems with car break-ins, with people going around cutting out the catalytic converter, doing thousands of dollars worth of damage to a car. So we shall see how it goes from here. But yeah, I fueled up for the first time. I drove to Walmart for the first time in years. I mean, yeah. The last time I drove a vehicle was when I first moved in here. I drove a U-Haul, So, and this is much easier and much more nimble of a vehicle. So, yeah, I'm very excited to have more adventures in this car. I might even use it to take a trip to Burning Man one of these days. Although I think the tickets to Burning Man this year are sold out. And Burning Man is always a dilemma as far as trying to go there because it's always the same time as Dragon Con. So I could either go to Burning Man or I can go to Dragon Con. I can't go to both at the same time. Anyway, any questions? Anything else on your mind?
Um, no. Oh, did you? You know, I've been watching like the last few episodes of The Flash. I haven't watched The Flash in a long time because it got really boring. I
Yeah,
mean,
I got really bored after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then they did that mirror universe storyline that got really boring.
yeah, like season one, two, and three were good. Season four with the Thinker, that's when it went down, really down. And then season five kind of picked up a little bit, but then it went down again. And then season six with Crisis on Infinite Earths kind of picked up again. But after Crisis, it was like it just went totally down and it was boring ever since. I tried to watch season nine a little bit. So like and it has little bits and pieces of good in it, but only very, very small pieces, you know.
Well, there's talk that the season 9 will be the last uh, season of Flash. I think I'm not sure.
Yeah, I kind of hope so because I don't know, the Arrowverse has just gotten really, I mean, it started off strong, but now it just crap. I don't know why. It just went
Well, I
down.
mean, they've canceled most of the shows of the Arrowverse. Like Supergirl's been canceled. Arrow itself has been canceled. Black Lightning has been canceled. Batgirl got canceled. So they've canceled most of the shows. What's left in the Arrowverse that's still concurrent? Then
There's
they canceled Legends of Tomorrow too, right?
yeah, yeah. And
So
then
I,
yeah,
I think the Flash is it the last Arrow show or not?
no, what? It's the Flash and Superman and Lois.
Oh, okay. So those are the last two. So
Yeah, but pretty soon,
Yeah, Superman and
yeah,
Lois will probably be the last show. I never really watched Superman and Lois. How is that?
it takes place in an alternate universe. It's not the Arrowverse, but it's still in the same multiverse, so it's considered sort of loosely connected.
Okay.
So, and like recently, Lois Lane got cancer.
Maybe that's gonna be a reason to give her superpowers.
Oh, no, Lois Lane got cancer, and Superman can't even cure her with Kryptonian technology.
Hmm. So they're gonna kill off Lois?
I'm not sure, but if they can't cure her, then like what other hope does she have?
Cryogenically to be cryogenically frozen, preserved.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like Superman can't cure her. They can't cure her with the technology in the fortress, and it's weird.
So
Um,
you've been watching Superman and Lois.
no, I haven't, but I saw clips of it, and
So what season of that are they on now with
three,
Superman?
season
Okay.
three. Yeah, so yeah, I say, you know what?
Neat.
Personally, I say let the bitch die because you know what? I don't like her. I
Okay,
don't like
don't be like that. You're venting your rage towards women because of your own problems. Don't be like that.
I mean, she pisses me off. I don't like her. I
Why does
mean,
she piss you off? You don't even watch the show.
well, because look, you know me. I like certain types of girls. I like girls who do martial arts. I like girls who play video games. And
Hmm.
Lois, this version of Lois, doesn't do any of that stuff. She's like the typical girly girl. Like, she nags and complains at Superman all the time and stuff. And I'm like, shut up.
I know you're unhappy with your life, but that's no reason. Like I've told you in the past, that's no reason to lash out at other people and and other things that have nothing to do with it. So
So, just like, ugh. So, yeah, like it's oh yeah, dude. And so, anyways, Dude, have you seen the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I have not. I know it's the number one grossing movie of this year.
Yeah, it surpassed $1 billion. Look on Super Mojo and see how much money it made.
What is Super Mojo?
I know, like a super like the mode whatever, you go to see the box office.
You mean Box Office Mojo?
Yeah, box office mojo.
Because I never heard of Super Mojo.
Sorry, I got confused there for a second.
Well, last weekend, Super Mario Brothers was number one, and according to this, Super Mario Brothers has made 1,044,000,000. So yeah, it's surpassed 1 billion. It's the first movie of the year to make $1 billion, and it's number one movie this year.
Is exciting, man. It's exciting. You know what this means? The Super Nintendo universe, like they want to do a shared cinematic universe, like the Marvel thing. So the Nintendo cinematic universe is off to a good start.
Yeah,
They're talking about making more. Like I don't know. I hope the next one will be a Zelda movie. Hopefully.
that's definitely a surprise hit because it did better than expected. It did better than MCU movies like Quantum Mania. It's already more than doubled the box office performance of Quantum Mania.
Yeah, everyone's talking about yeah. I know what yeah. It doesn't matter how good Guardians of the Galaxy is. It will never surpass Super Mario. I mean, everyone's
Well,
talking.
we don't know. We don't know. That's the right answer is we don't know. But I've heard good reviews out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I intend to go see it on Monday.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Let me see if it's on a streaming site. I don't know if it is on a streaming site, but
I don't want to watch it on streaming site if it's low quality resolution. I want to go see it in theaters. I actually have a coupon. Hold on a sec.
oh, you know what? Yeah, Chris Pratt. Yeah, since Guardians of the Galaxy is over, Pratt jumped to Mario. Now he's Mario. You know that?
Yeah, here I'll show you. You see that? I got a movie ticket coupon.
Oh yeah,
You see that? That he was handing
yeah.
these out at Paradise Collectibles in LA in North Hollywood. And it gives me I get a ticket at a discounted price of $16. I get a reserve seat, a small popcorn, and a beverage.
Dude, you can eat popcorn?
Yeah,
I can't. I couldn't do that for a while because every time I eat popcorn, I swell up and I choke.
really.
Yeah,
Maybe you have an allergy.
it never used to happen to me, but now all of a sudden I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Man, you should have seen me back in the day, back in the 90s, man, when I was watching, like, for example, like Toy Story in theaters. I was scarfing down that popcorn. I was about 8 years old at the time. Man, back then I could do so much stuff. I could eat popcorn and
So you could
I
do
could eat,
more. You can do more at 8 than you can now.
yeah.
Well, cool.
Hmm.
But
And hey, you know what? The Flash is on in a few weeks.
okay.
And you know what? That they did leak the movie a little bit, and I think I read the leaks, and it sounded pretty cool, but you never know. I mean, it could be different because they made a lot. I heard they made different versions of this movie,
Yeah, I don't know. Not a clue.
but yeah. So, well,
You
now
seem
that
you
Chris,
seem excited about the you
yeah,
seem excited about the movie
well, yeah, I
because
was, but now I'm more excited for the Super Mario Brothers cinematic universe because this Super Mario did well. So Yeah, this cinematic universe is probably going to start. It
Yeah,
surpassed the.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out sometime to see what the big deal is.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. And
So
apparently it's doing
you
way.
seen this, you saw the Super Mario Brothers
Yeah,
movie.
it did way. Yeah, it's doing way better than the MCU. Like the MCU is
Well,
like nothing to.
this year, I mean, yeah.
Hey, is what's his name? Is that guy Jonathan Majors? I heard he was cleared of all charges.
I haven't kept up. I know that.
Well, of course, he's got money, right? And if you got money, you can pay people off to clear your name, right?
I don't know, man. Um, you see that?
Yep, I can see it.
Says Majors issues worsen as a. Oh, okay. This is old. This is from April the 19th. Says here, Jonathan Majors, alleged victim, granted temporary order of protection.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything lately. I can't seem to find anything lately related to the issue. So I don't know. I don't know. We don't know
Yeah,
about
okay.
people's personal lives. I don't know. I think he's a good actor. I heard that Loki season 2 was delayed. Now, part of that might be due to the writer's strike. I might actually take a visit to the writer's strike because it's right in front of the Netflix office. So,
Oh, about that. I heard that the writer's strike is going to affect all the shows coming.
well, they're going to slow everything down because they're going to want to stretch out their content as long as possible.
Yeah,
So,
but you know what? This could be a good thing. You know why? Okay, for example, okay, have you ever seen Smallville? Smallville, every season was better than the
I
last.
never saw Smallville.
Well, okay, but that's how TV works. Like every season gets better than the last because the special effects and get better with each passing year.
Mm,
So I say if that's the case and special effects get better every year, you know what? The later the better. The later they start filming, the better it is because technology gets better all the time. Special effects, all kinds of stuff get better. So I'm like, yeah, the later the better, you know?
yeah,
The later they start, the better it's gonna look. So this writer's strike could be a good thing.
maybe so. I don't know. I don't know where it's going.
Why do people go on strike? Is it because of greed? Because they want more money?
No, it's because they're not getting paid enough money. And writers often get paid as gig workers, and they have to go long periods of time between gigs to be able to get paid. And like a lot of the stuff that was on streaming, they weren't even willing to pay them for the streaming shows that they had written. So this is about being paid and getting fair compensation for it. And so,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I support the writer's strike. I totally understand where they're coming from. Even though I'm not a member of the Writers Guild, I totally understand.
So yeah, I can imagine they're like, with their picket signs going, "We want more money. We want more money." Get it?
I get it. Let's see. So yeah, the Writers Guild strike is going on. That's going to definitely impact a lot of stuff. The last time they had a writer's strike, I think that was in 2007 or 2008, and that lasted like 100 days.
Oh yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see where it goes from
awesome. Yeah.
here.
So yeah. Oh, did you get those articles that I gave you? You remember remember like what happened in Texas? Like I think it was like last month, Saturday or Sunday.
I mean, you talking about the Texas shooting where the guy killed 5 people? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, like some guy, like
Well, they
something like
caught him. They caught him.
they caught
So
him.
it's not really.
Yeah, like for those who don't know what happened, like I think last Sunday or something, a family in Texas were complaining to their neighbor that because their neighbor was firing a rifle or something in the air and making noise.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy. I mean, America is crazy with guns. We refuse to do any gun legislation, red flag laws, assault weapons ban. We refuse to do even the bare minimum because our politics is so split, and Republicans refuse to do any kind of renewal of an assault weapons ban. The assault weapons ban expired in 2004, and Bush and the Republicans then refused to renew it. And so you got the AR-15, which is the spree shooter weapon of choice because it can kill a lot of people in a short period of time, can be easily upgraded to fully automatic, can be easily upgraded to a bump stock with large clip capacity, um,
yes,
results in easy access to firearms and assault weapons that are designed as weapons of war being used on the general populace. So yeah, we have more gun violence deaths than any other developed country in the world, and uh, as far as elementary school children now, gun violence is number one cause of death in elementary school children. And yet again, we refuse to do anything about it. So I don't know. These are continuing examples of cracks forming in our society, and I don't know where it's going to go from here.
yeah, and it happened again. Apparently, it happened again. I think it was in Canada. There was like a 6-year-old girl or an 8-year-old girl who was shot dead a couple days ago.
Yeah,
And I'm like, holy shit, this is happening everywhere all the time now. It's
yeah,
scary.
I don't know. These are scary times. Not a clue. Not a clue.
Yeah. And on the other hand, there's a war going on in Ukraine that's killing more and more people every day. Like the body count is going up. I think like,
Well, it's
2022.
hard to get estimates as far as in the war in Ukraine. You can get guesstimates, but
I mean,
uh,
wouldn't you say 2022, 2023 is like the highest number of human casualties like in the last, I don't know, in the last 10 years?
I don't know.
I mean,
That's
now it seems
that's the
like
correct answer to that.
it just
Is I don't know.
piling up like crazy.
Don't know. Don't have a
Oh,
clue.
speaking of the war in Ukraine, like could you want to talk about that now?
Yeah, I can. Let me see. Share screen. All right. Can you see that?
Yep,
There's the
yep.
battle map. This is
It
the
didn't
core.
look like it changed very much.
It really hasn't. This is battle map from day 435 of the war, May the 4th, 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. We just get the 10-minute warning. Anyway, and you can see here that the front line hasn't really changed since November, because back in November, the Russian army pulled out of Kherson, but they still have a front line really close to Kherson. they set up a defense line along this part of the Dnieper River, and then they have a defense line. This defense line is running about 400 miles, and there's rumors that things are not going very well in Bakhmut, and Russian forces in Bakhmut are running low on ammo and are going to have to pull out to avoid overextending their lines. And casualties have continued to be high on both sides. The battle lines haven't really moved. There's rumors that Ukraine is going to be launching a counteroffensive soon. So we shall see if that makes a big difference. The rumor that I heard is that they might actually try to retake Mariupol, because if they can retake Mariupol, that's a port city on the Black Sea, and they can cut Russian forces in two. This would make it harder for Russia to resupply their forces in the south. And so we shall see. Russia continues to launch missiles, aerial bombardment by fighter jets and missiles, and the war continues to stagnate. Really, nothing has changed that much since November. November was the last time you had a significant change in the lines when Russian forces decided to pull out of Kherson to reconsolidate their line along the Dnieper River. And there's been some heavy fighting near Soledar and Bakhmut, but it seems to have largely stagnated into mostly trench warfare. And we shall see. The problem with Ukrainian forces is they suffer manpower shortages, and they have supply shortages of their own, including shortages of ammunition. So Ukraine doesn't really have enough manpower to properly conduct a counteroffensive to completely kick Russia out. So I don't foresee this changing anywhere in the near future. I feel like this war is going to continue to stagnate at least throughout the year. Now there's talk that Russia is going to they've already mobilized another 300,000 or 400,000 troops, but it takes time to equip and train these troops. And by December, Russia is going to be able to replace all their losses. So from what I understand, Ukraine, the best chance of Ukraine to kick Russia out of Ukrainian territory would be to launch a counteroffensive before December. So we shall see. Yeah, I don't foresee anything really changing. Like I said, the
Yeah,
battle
no
map
end in
is
sight,
stays
huh?
no end in sight. The battle map seems to have stagnated, at least for now. Any other response to that?
Oh boy, it looks like Vladimir Putin is a little bit bloodthirsty, eh?
Well, I mean, he is. He should have never invaded Ukraine. It seems like he's bitten off more than he can chew. But at the same time, yeah, we seem to be slowly beating the drums of World War III, and this has also increased tensions with China, between the United States and China. So the world politics, the world economy is a mess, largely in part because of this war. This has resulted in higher food prices, and I don't know where it's going to go from here.
Yeah, everything that I
There's too many variables at play for me to accurately predict. I can give a guesstimate, which is what I've been doing, but I can't accurately predict what's going to happen a week from now, or a month from now, or even 6 months from now.
yeah.
But I guess we should wrap up, huh?
Yeah.
Let me stop. Anyway, this has been The World is a Mess, and I just want to steampunk it. Episode 92. I'm your host, Steampunk Star Raisin. I'm here in North Hollywood, California, and I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Bertison in Bellwood, Ontario, Canada. You have a nice day, and I will see you 25 billion years. I will.
Bye.